Hello, Gearslutz. This is Richard Nicol from Pittsburgh Modular here at Musikmesse 2015, showing off a couple new products we have. Patchbox. This is our new modular patch for guitarists, bass players, or traditional keyboard players. Comes with an input. It's a preamp. It has a nice overdrive to it. It'll be nice and clean around 12 o'clock, but you can get a nice overdriven distortion going further than that. True bypass switch. 2 patchable switches. So what that means is you have the jacks for the switches here that you can assign to different things, so you can use them to turn effects on or off, route modulation, switch between effects. Really, any way you want to patch them, you can take care of it there. Has an output attenuator, so you can set it to guitar pedal level or line level, depending on if you're going in through an amplifier or if you're going into a DAW or maybe another effects pedal. It's going to come in a bunch of different configurations. It'll be available empty, so you'll be able to fill it with any Eurorack modules that you're interested in using, or we are going to come in 8 different pre-configured systems. So we'll have a time system that has our analog replicator delay. It'll have a reverb in it, our low-pass gate. Then we have a filter system, which has our state variable filters, so you can do filter sweeps and wah-wah and that type of effects. And that also has the low-pass gate in it. We partnered with Dwarfcraft. We're going to do a dwarf box, we're calling it. And it's their big distortion sound machine. They've turned that into a module for us with voltage control over all the parameters, which is super cool. And then our last one is our phase box, which has our 16-stage analog phase shifter in it, tied with our low-pass gate as well, and some modulation with dual LFOs. These boxes are great. They're going to ship in about 2 months. And they should be available everywhere once they're out.
All right.
The second new thing, the last new thing we have here today is our game system module. This is something that's sort of been my pet project for about a year or so, and it really just started as something interesting to do with this crazy display. I thought we should do something fun, something retro, something put a smile on your face when you're using your synthesizer. So we partnered it with a thumb joystick here, the button, so you can. This is the asteroids game, where the asteroids are falling and they're smashing against the Earth. And if you use your imagination, you are a red spaceship trying to avoid them, which is fun to play on its own. You can set it into auto, let it do what it's in. And it creates gates when things crash into things. So you want explosions, you want things to blow up, create gates. The nice thing about this, though, is you can take patch cables and use LFOs to control the joystick. So what happens is the synthesizer starts to play the game instead of the person. So you can, and the idea is that the synthesizer making it so it's sort of an evolving, changing textures. It's got 5 games in it. Asteroids is the first game. The second game is this 32-step CD sequencer.
Right.
What you have there is, you can see the top is the sequence. You just sort of scroll through. Up and down changes the pitch of the CD out. And if you press the button, that'll turn the step on or off.
Right. Very
simple. But again, if you use CD to control, it's sort of going through and it's automatically turning things on and off, changing pitches. So again, it becomes this organic, evolving sequence, which is really cool if you're doing long, evolved patches. It'll sort of grow with the sound. The third game is very similar to that. It's a dual 32-step gate sequencer, and it functions the same way. So you move around, press the button to turn steps on or off. But again, if you add the patch cords, it starts to move it around itself and starts to turn notes on and off itself. So it really does, again, the idea is something that's going to be evolving and changing with time instead of a static sequencer. The fourth game is a clock divider. So starting at the left, it divides by 1 all the way to 8. And again, if we see, you have 4, whoops, let me get back there. You have 4 different outputs. Each output is represented by a red or orange pixel. You can move it around to hit the division, so you can leave it static if you want a static clock divider, or you can enable roam mode on each pixel, which will roam around, and then when it does hit one of the green triggers, it'll send out a gate. Otherwise, you turn that off and it leaves static and it'll act as a standard clock divider. You do have 4 channels. You just press the button to select the different versions, and you move all 4 to where you want, or you can even set all 4 to roaming. And just again, you're getting essentially a pattern generator at that point.
Right.
The last game is a probability generator, burst generator. But the way this one works is you have a cursor, and the cursor in the upper left-hand corner, it's least probable that an event is going to happen. As you move to the right, the probability of an event increases, and as you move down, the complexity of that event increases. So you get very bursty, it'll be whole note, quarter, 8th, 16th, and 32nd note bursts. So it's really good for percussion-y sounds and interesting ways to hit that. So that's the game system. Should be in 2 months for this one as well. We just finished up. We're still testing the firmware, making sure it's nice and rock solid, but it should go into production any day now and available in a couple months.
All right, pricing?
Price for this is going to be somewhere in the $199 to $249 range.
All right.
Yeah.
And the pedal units?
The pedal units are, the enclosure is $349 US, and depending on how you have the system configured, the systems go everywhere from $649 up to $1199.
Including the power supply?
Yeah, it absolutely includes the power supply and the preamps, and the systems will come with all the patch cables you need, everything right out of the box to get going.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much for this wonderful demo, and I hope you have a lot of fun.
Thank you very much.
And I hope to see you soon.
Go Gearslutz.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye.